All right, hello my Vixens. How is everybody today? Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the eyebrows. And the reason I wanted to talk about eyebrows is because they're just such an important part of your makeup. I see so many women that just don't do their eyebrows, and it drives me crazy. But that's everyone's preference, I guess. But maybe some people just don't know how to do their eyebrows. Years and years ago, I never did my eyebrows. I really just didn't even consider it. I was never, taught to do my eyebrows. No one ever showed me, so I just didn't do them. But then as I got older and my eyebrows kind of started to um, thin, I would look in the mirror sometimes and just kind of think like, what's happening? What's missing on my face? So just on a whim one time, someone had said something about like their eyebrows. It was coming to be like a popular thing. People were like really doing their eyebrows. So I just tried it out one time and did my eyebrows, and like the difference was like, wow. But I really had no idea how to do them. So I would just kind of wing it or whatever. And when I think back what I was doing, I must have looked like a crazy person. And I always think back to an incident that I had that, I was with my mother, we went shopping, and I had, put some eyebrows on, and it was in the summertime, and I'm like embarrassed even talking about it. It's just so funny. But hello girl, we were shopping and doing things all day, and I had sunglasses, and my hair was longer, and I always flipped my sunglasses up and kind of just hold my bangs and back and everything like I would go into the store. And like I said, it was humid out, so I didn't realize, because I didn't set my eyebrows with anything. I didn't have any kind of like setting gel. I didn't know I was supposed to. I just used like a pencil or whatever and put them in there. So later on, when I got home and looked in the mirror, I had streaks all the way up where my sunglasses had hit my eyebrows and just like smeared. So that was like a huge eye opener for me that, yeah, I need to learn to do some eyebrow. So anyway, there's all kinds of powders, eyebrow pencils, and there's like some gels now. There's all kinds of formulas and everything. So it's really kind of like what you prefer and how you want to do it. Some people, overplucked years ago and have a lot of filling to do. Some people don't. So it just depends on how much filling you have to do, as to what product you might like. I didn't ever overpluck. I always liked a more full brow, but as I'm getting older, they are thinning. Now, I use an eyebrow serum on my eyebrows that I make myself, and it helps me tremendously. I stopped using it at one point because my eyebrows came in. I loved them. They were just like I wanted them to. So I stopped using it. And within about, like a month or so, maybe a little bit longer, but anyway, regardless, I stopped using it and they started thinning again. So I think like if you go back and watch a few of my videos, you'll see where I was struggling and like, trying to fill in the eyebrows and so forth. So that is something that I would suggest, if you're not wanting to do like go and have your eyebrows done, the microblading or anything. If you're just like, maybe you're nervous about it, maybe you think it might be painful, you don't have the money, or just something that you don't want to do, I would suggest to find a good eyebrow serum and do that, because it will help you. And at one time, that drawn on eyebrow pencil was a popular look. Like I said, I never preferred it for myself, but it was a very popular look, and a lot of girls did that, and they overplucked their eyebrows, and now they have a very hard time getting the eyebrows to come back. So get yourself a good eyebrow serum. It will help you, and you'll have to continue to use it, but that's just, you know, that's a small price to pay to keep your eyebrows, you know, healthy. And you can also use it on your eyelashes, and it'll help your eyelashes be nice and long also. Okay, so I already did this eyebrow right here and not this one. So I'll kind of come in a little bit closer, and what I want you to notice is right here, the tail of my eyebrow. So I had to fill that in because for some reason on this eyebrow, even when I was younger, it kind of like stopped short, and I don't really have a tail. So I had to fill this part in. Let me get a pencil here to show you. So I think that, you know, it looks pretty good. And then after I filled it in, I took, you know, I have this pencil. It's like a flesh colored pencil. It's an eyebrow for your eyebrow area. And I just kind of like went in underneath and on the top, you know, and carved it out a little bit to make it blend in and look natural. So on this side, I haven't done this eyebrow at all yet. I'm going to do this one on camera so that, you know, I can kind of give you some tips and show you how to do a few things. Okay, so there's a lot of ways. I used an eyebrow pencil on this one, and on this one I think I'm going to try like a powder maybe, so that, you know, I can show you a couple different versions. I think, you know, like I said, if you go back and watch some of my videos, you'll see me, you know, use the eyebrow pencil over and over and over. The one that I have that I like right now, which I really like a lot, is by L'Oreal, and it looks like this. And on one end it has a spoolie, which is, it's nice. That's convenient, especially if you want to throw this in your purse or something. You know, if you've been working, maybe you went to the gym, whatever, and you just need to kind of touch up. So that's nice. It's got a spoolie on one end, so you can, you know, comb through, get them ready, and put the product in. And then after you put the product in, you need to go back, you know, and comb through and shape your brows. A lot of these products already have like a kind of like a wax built into them, so it'll sort of set your brow a little bit for you. It's not a 100% like boom, your eyebrows set, but it'll help a little bit. Okay, now this pencil happens to be shaped kind of like a triangle, which I left it up and sort of smashed the end here. But anyway, it's, the tip of it is shaped like a triangle, so it has like sharp points, and you can really get in there and make nice, you know, precise little lines that look like hairs, which is really nice. Like I said, that's a great feature. There's a pencil that's actually out, and it's made by Cella, and that's the next one that I'm going to get. I really want to get that. The tip of that pencil is so small and so fine. Yeah, that is definitely the next one that I'm going to get. But for now, until this one is gone, this is the one that I have, and this is the one that I'm gonna use until it's gone. Okay, so so these are good. These are good. And I think that, you know, a lot of people are using the new formulas that they have now. Some of them are, they have like the gels, and like they kind of like this kind of a deal. This is this is the one by Rimmel. I just bought this. It was an inexpensive one. I'd never tried it before. I wanted to try something like that. It kind of looks like mascara. And you have to use caution with this, I will say. You only need a very small amount of this. And I did use this before. I liked it. It sets your eyebrow right away. But you really kind of have to know what you're doing. And this isn't something for a beginner. I would tell you that. If you've never done your eyebrows before, don't start off with this. Because this can get carried, you can get carried away. You know, because the more times you go over your brow with this, you know, like, so, you know, use this spoolie. If this is, you know, the product and you're dipping it in and you're trying to, you know, the more, it's just like putting on mascara. The more times you go over it, the bigger your eyelash gets. So the more times that you go over your eyebrow, the more product you're putting on, and it can just really get carried away, and you can, you know, end up with a complete disaster. So if you've never really done your eyebrows and you aren't familiar with using this, don't start off with a product like this. You know, practice and get a like a feel of it, and then you can kind of get something like this. And you know, even then, like you know, you need to get your eyebrows kind of like right where you want them, have them ready to go, and you know, get the product. I took a whole bunch of product off of it first, and then, you know, went in very light touches, and I used it. This is something that I would use if I was going to a more fancy event and I really wanted like a dramatic look. That would be what I would use with something like this. And other than that, I liked it. It is definitely not like a waterproof either. So if you know, if you could find one that was like a waterproof, yeah, probably. And then they have things like this. This is like a great big crayon. And this is, who makes this? Maybelline. And I like Maybelline products, but the only thing that I don't like about this, when I got this, it was like a really nice sharp point. It's one of those self-sharpening. I really wish that they would just not made it a self-sharpening and just had a separate sharpener. Like, even if I had to buy that separate, I would have just gone ahead and bought it separate, although I've got like 52,000 sharpeners of my own, because you end up with this. And so how am I supposed to get in there and like fine tune? And you know, other than that, I love this. I absolutely love this. It doesn't really smear or smudge on me once it's on there. It's great, and I love it. And like I said, when I first got it, this was my go-to all the time. It's just boom, you can throw it in your makeup bag or whatever. But my main complaint is, you know, even though like you can twist this up, but it's still like I can't get a nice point to, you know, fine tune. So that's my main thing. And I find that when I do use this now, what I do is I just kind of like go into like the thicker part of my brow, you know, and get some color on there. And then I have to use like a different pencil or some powder up in like this area. So anyway, these are nice, but you can't fine tune anything and get like the nice little precise hairs. So you have that. Then they have some products like this. These are fibers. So in this, it looks like it would be like a liquid eyeliner. This one's by CoverGirl. A whole bunch of companies make this. So it's got a ball that like a little bearing. You shake it up really well, and then when you pull this out, it just kind of looks like it's like a real soft little fiber tip, and I'll show you on my hand. It's like a powder, but these powders are actually little fibers. So it does this. It's very pigmented, very, very pigmented. It's super soft. And it's nice. It's nice. This you have to use caution. You cannot use a setting gel with this. So if you put this on and then try to use a setting gel, it will smear everywhere. This is something that you need to use wax with. But the trick to it is, and a lot of people don't know that, and this is kind of one of the things that I want to show you, you need to use the wax first. And that's with whatever you're going to use. If you use an eyebrow wax, the eyebrow wax goes on first, not after, first. So I think that's a mistake that a lot of ladies don't know. They want to, you know, put the product on and they want to put the eyebrow wax on. It doesn't work like that. Think about that. So that would be like putting your makeup on and then putting, you know, baby oil afterwards or something. Like, it doesn't work like that. The wax goes down first, and that gives the product something to cling to and set to. So, and that's kind of like what this would be. I liked this a lot, but again, this is This is something you have to really be careful with and use like caution. And what I didn't like about it was the applicator. I wish that the applicator would have had like more of a brush, a very fine little brush or comb in there, and then this would have been right on, spot on for me. I would have loved it. So I have these spoolies that I bought. They're just, you know, several different shapes and sizes, and you just, you know, you just use them and throw them away or whatever. And there's one in there that looks like this, and I love that. And you can really, you know, get in there, you know what I mean, and do. So I kind of used one of these when I used that, and that way you can really just take your time and get in there. But like, you got to use the eyebrow wax first. Got to use the eyebrow wax first and then use it, and then it's a good product. So that's another option for the eyebrows. And then of course you've got the different powders. So they come in all kinds of colors. So of course mine are going to be, you know, very dark ones because I have dark hair. So, you know, and then this right here is to, you know, carve out after you know, and use underneath your arch when you're done. These will last forever. I will tell you. Sometimes you'll look at them in the store and you'll see one of these sets and they might be like, you know, $9 to $12 or something, or sometimes even a little bit more. And sometimes you'll find them and they will have the wax with them. If you find it and it has like the little pot with the wax, that's great. That is super great. You know, get that, because you have everything you need right there. And if you are, you know, having to go somewhere, these are nice. You can just throw it right in. This one had a little brush with it. I really don't ever use this brush too much. I used it when I was like kind of swatching these colors, but it's nice in a pinch. Like if you're just going to throw this in your purse or something, you'll have everything you need. You'll have your colors, and you'll have your wax, and you can put it in your makeup bag and you're good to go. So you'll have that. Like this one was from Hard Candy, and it actually had the wax with it, and of course I used all the wax. And it also had this kind of like a cream kind of thing with it. It was sort of like a highlighting type of a deal. You can, I don't know if you can, camera will pick that up or not, but I didn't like that. But you know, a lot of people might like that, to put like just a little highlight under your arch or something, and that's great. So again, you know, the powders, this looked green to me, and I was like, no. So I couldn't find any eyebrow wax when I bought this, and I saw this, and that was really the only reason I bought it. Other than that, I've really never used those powders. So, all right, let me get into this eyebrow, and then that's all going to be for this video, and I'm going to do a complete separate video on some makeup. So, okay. And I just real quick will show you the eyebrow wax that I use and the setting gel. I have this setting gel. It is from the company Salon Perfect, and I think, yeah, I think that's who this palette is from too, Salon Perfect. And this, now, this was clear when I got it. It was clear like a tube of lip gloss, you know what I mean? It was clear, but because you're going over your product, you know, after you've got your, you know, powder or whatever, you know, you're going to pick up the color. So it's, you know what I mean? I've had this for so long. This thing, I don't even know how much I paid for it really, but it's been well worth it. I've had it for a long, long time. And it's just, you know, just like a spoolie. You just go over your eyebrow, get it in, you know, where you want it. I always comb my eyebrows straight up. That's how I like them to be, because as the day goes on, you know, they're gonna go into like more of their natural position, and they're, you know, they'll look natural. So I always do mine straight up. I've had more and more people. You cannot know how many people I've had that have asked me, oh, did you get your eyebrows microbladed? No. But, you know, that's my secret. So, every lady has to have some beauty secrets. So that's that. So, okay. And then I have this that's barely left. And this is from Salon Perfect too. This must be just like a brand that my drugstore, because I got all of this from Rite Aid. So this must just be a brand that my drugstore kind of carries. It is like a pencil and it is just wax. I love this. I really need to get another one. Oh, I hope that they have it. And the lid is a sharpener. So you can I can't sharpen it with the lid anymore because it's too small. I just have to use my regular sharpener. But when it was still a nice size pencil, it was great. I could just sharpen it. So, like I said, you know, what you need to do is, you know, if you have a few hairs or whatever, pluck them. And, you know, I think by now everybody knows that you pluck the hair according to what way it is growing. You know, so if you have a hair that grows straight up, you need to pluck that hair straight up. If it grows this way, pluck it this way. It's less painful. And if you pluck a hair against the way that it is growing, that hair will eventually grow the wrong direction, and you're gonna have like a, you know, hair like bing. So don't do that because you're gonna mess yourself all up. And it's painful to pluck it that way, so don't do that. Pluck the hair in the direction that it is growing. And don't try to pluck a whole big clump of hair at one time. I see so many women doing that, and like, don't do that. I know it takes more time, but just, you know, try to just get faster at it and just, I'm going to try to learn to do some threading because, that lasts so long. So, but anyway, all right. So you just, you know, you just want to get your eyebrow kind of in a basic direction that you want it to go. And I have a mirror right here, so I'm kind of like trying to like make sure you guys can see in the camera while I'm trying to look in the mirror. So again, I always do my eyebrows more like of a straight up direction because throughout the day they're going to like eventually just go into their own natural shape. All right, and then you take your eyebrow wax. Now I have a pencil. If you have one that comes into, it's in the pot, you're gonna, you know, have your brush and you're gonna dip it into the pot, and you don't need a ton. I got like of the wax. Don't overuse the wax. You don't need a lot. If you overuse, then your powder will smear. So you don't need a lot. So you just dip it in. And, you know, just, you know, kind of start here and then work your way back with the wax. But like I said, I have a pencil. I have to put the lid on so I actually have something to hold on and work with. So I'll show you with the pencil. So I'm just, you know, doing like light strokes and getting the wax in there. And then my eyebrow is a little bit fuller. So, you know, I got to actually get the wax in there. And I always kind of like put the wax in and comb, you know, through a little bit to make sure I have some product in there. And as you get to the thinner part, you know, obviously don't need as much. Okay, now here is key to your product, your wax, whatever you're doing. Your eyebrow doesn't just grow in one direction, okay? Nobody's eyebrow grows like just perfectly one direction. So I have a lot of hair that grows like in a downward direction. So I'm going to comb this eyebrow down and I'm going to put a little bit of the wax coming down. And you'll see that when I put the eyebrow powder in, I'm going to do the same thing with the powder. And so I'm going to comb that through. Or brush it through. Okay, so I'm just going to leave the pencil kind of right there in case I need it a little bit. And I'm going to get my eyebrow going back in the direction I want. Now I'm going to get my palette and I'm going to use my brush that I have, and I don't even have a number on this to give you, but it's just any nice standard eyebrow brush, like a slanted brush will work. If you don't have one, just use the brush that came with your kit. It should be good enough. Like this one is actually firmer than the brush that I'm going to use, and like I got something in my eye when I did that. Okay, if I use just this dark, it is too dark, but if I use just the brown, it's not dark enough. So I usually mix these two a little bit. I really got like an eyelash or something when I combed out my eyebrows or something. That's the difference from, like the high tech girls that have all the editing and all the, special effects. And then somebody like me, I'm just me. You're going to get everything that there is when I make a video. If I make a mistake, you're going to get the mistake. But I guess in a way, I'm kind of glad for that, because if I make a mistake, you're going to have to see how I fix that mistake. So, I'm glad for that. Like, women, we do make mistakes when we make makeup. So if I'm only showing you all of the, glorious stuff, how are you gonna really learn to, to do the makeup and fix things and so forth? So, kudos to the girls that have the, editing and the cameras and all that behind them. That's great. I'm glad that they got where they got, but at the same time, yeah, I want to see the real stuff. I want to see, like, when they actually make a mistake and have a blooper, how do you fix it? So who's going in? Does somebody else come in and like fix it for you? Or are you really fixing it yourself? So anyway, yeah, I really did get something in my eye, ladies, and I don't know what it is, but I actually might have to like pause this video and like go look at my eye. It is driving me crazy. All right, so I got the powder on the brush, and when I dipped it in, that's not focusing, I make sure that I get it on both sides, okay? And I mixed the two colors that I showed you, the brown and the black, because like I said, if I just use straight black, it's too dark. If I use just the brown, it's not dark enough. So I kind of have to mix, and then I make sure I tap off the extra, or else, boom, you'll have too much fallout. All right, so I'm going to start with this sharp end, and I'm just gonna like make small flicking motions. If you can see that. And it's better to start off with, a smaller amount of the powder, because you can go back and get more. It's like cooking a recipe, you don't want to just dump the whole bag of sugar in something and it's ruined. You can add more, to taste, taste it up, it needs more, but you can never take it away. So it's the same thing, with makeup. Just start off with like a smaller amount, and then you can always add more. Now I'm holding my brush, and I'm not holding like too far on the end, because that won't give me quite enough control. I'm just holding like right in, about the middle. That I want to have enough control to, but I'm just using a very light flicking motion, because I want to give like the resemblance of like just a little you know, like a piece of hair growing. So again, I'm going to pick up a little bit of product. I'm going to get a little bit of brown and then just a little bit of black. And I'm going to like just tap off the excess. Okay. And now, like, I hope you can see. Now, if I was using my pencil, when I get down to these, the pencil would give you like 100% like precise little marks that actually really look like pieces of hair. I think with the powder more so, it is like if your eyebrows are like thin and you just kind of need to like fill them in a little bit to make them look thicker. That's kind of where I feel it's good with the powder. So sometimes you might need to kind of do both. Sometimes you might need to use your pencil, you know, if you kind of need to like draw where your eyebrow, like on this one, I really needed the pencil to like bring this down because my eyebrow really stops like right here. So I needed the pencil to bring it down, you know, but through here, I could have really just used the powder to fill it in. I didn't really need the pencil. So you know, you could kind of do both. Like, but right here, this is where the pencil would be really good for me. It's going to be hard to, you know, make that line with this powder, but we'll give it a whirl. And then like right here, it's kind of sparse, so I'm going to try to fill this in. Just think, you know, before we had all the types of makeup and things that we do, you know, ladies were doing it, you know, they were doing it. They were still, you know, pulling it off and being fashionable and beautiful, and they were doing it. They had so many tricks and tips and different things, you know. So I'm going to comb the product that I have. I'm going to comb through there. And that's a good thing to do is, you know, by doing this, you are getting the product into the, your hair, you know, into the eyebrow. And anything that's loose and like really doesn't belong there, you're like whisking that away. Okay, so I'm going to go down, comb these hairs down. I'm going to pick up just a little bit more of the eyebrow powder, tap off my excess, and then, like, this is what will help like make it really look real and really look natural, is when you do these little extra steps. And then this doesn't have to be like something that you would do like every day around the house or whatever, but you know, this is one of those things. If you're going out or you have, you know, you're going to work, if you want to look professional. If I'm going to just be around the house, and I'm really, you know, just grocery getting and things like that, it might be when I would use like that jumbo pencil and just kind of run it through a little bit, brush it all out, and, you know, just so that my eyebrow actually has a little bit of color, you know, and just sort of looks a little bit fuller. So I think that's pretty good. Now, like right here, I will use that flesh tone pencil to kind of carve that out and make it look a little more precise. And I think I'll take like what's left and actually put a little bit over in this eyebrow, because this one looks a little bit darker, just so I don't look so uneven. And I actually like the color of this eyebrow that I did with the pencil better than I do, or better than when I did the one with the powder, better than I did with the one with pencil. So just come back over into this eyebrow, and whatever's left on this brush, I'm just gonna kind of brush through. So I'm gonna brush this down and so that really is all that it is with your eyebrows. And then, like I said, if you really have, you know, a lot that you need to fill in, then, you know, you're going to have a lot more work to do. Maybe I could try to find somebody that, you know, has more fill-in work, and I could bring them on and, you know, use them as a model so that you could see what I'm talking about. You know, it's hard for me to show you if I don't have those kind of eyebrows, but you know, we've all seen somebody that like really has a lot, you know, more fill-in to do, and it could be a lot of different things. Medication can make that happen to somebody. You know, somebody might have, you know, had to go through chemo, or, you know, like you might have overplucked, like I said. There's a lot of different situations that can make somebody have to go through that, and you know, it happens sometimes. So a woman still wants to look her best. You still want to look, you know, like a put together person. And sometimes, like, you know, the eyebrow is really what just frames your face and brings everything, you know, forward. So having these little tips and tricks, you know, can really sometimes help a person. So I'm just going to take this, and like what I like to do is I kind of like to just start at that arch and that brow bone, and that's where I like to kind of start. And I'm just going to like put a little bit of highlighting right there, and then I'm going to come down to this tail, and I'm not applying a lot of this. I don't want to like apply a lot. And then the really important part is to come above it. Okay, come above it, and then, you know, you kind of want to make these two connect. If you get this right up into your arch, you can take a Q-tip and blend this in, or you can take a really small brush, and I usually use a really small brush. You can buy an extra lip brush at the store. I've showed you the brushes that look like this before. They are they're Wet n Wild. You can find these at your dollar store for $1. They got this little divot in there to, you know, for your hand. These are actually, I really like these brushes. So they're cruelty free. Look for those little bunny ears, and so they have a lip brush in there. So you could just get like a lip brush. I think they have even like this little kind of like, this is like a brow brush type of a deal, and that would be also perfect for this kind of work. This is just like an old lip brush I have. So we'll try this brush and see. Like I said, you could find this if you have like a dollar. I think every town has some kind of like dollar store. We have that. We have like a whole bunch of like dollar, you know, market type deals and stuff. But then we have like, you know, the store that's like everything's $1, and that's where I found this. So we'll try this one, and I'll show you what I mean. So all you have to do is just you just want to blend it in. Just kind of blend this in, and this is good if you don't want to wear eyeshadow, if you do want to wear eyeshadow. So if you don't want to wear eyeshadow, then it's still perfect, because it's just giving that slight little you know, highlight on the brow bone. And when you get to the part right here, just, you know, be very careful. and you're just gonna bring it out, you know, until it just goes out into nothing here. That's the whole idea, is that it just, you're just trying to like make that tail of the brown like nice and sharp. And I have a rag right here that I keep in my lap. Okay, and the same thing on the top. You know, you're just gonna blend it out. You know, try not to disturb the actual brow. And that just kind of like, if you can see, it just kind of gives that like a nice, you know, so, and that's it. It's just that easy. So, you know, now you have the wax in the brow. If you, you know, don't want to use a setting gel, you don't really have to. They should stay in place for you with the wax, and that's a good to go, done deal. If you do want to use a little bit of setting gel, you can, but not a lot, just a little. You really, you know, because of the wax, you really don't need it. But I think that, you know, I think they look good. I think they still look natural. You know, they don't look overdone. And good to go. All right, so anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that for sure you learned something, and that's you know, the main focus and the main goal of the video. My dog's barking. Is that, you know, is that you learn something. You know, I try with every video to at least give you some kind of tip, some kind of trick, you know, that you can build on and take, you know, forward into your makeup, and you know, and build on that. So anyway, if you like this video, I really hope you'll give it a thumbs up. You know, YouTube makes it harder and harder and harder for the little person that is trying to, you know, build our channel to get going. It's almost like if you don't have these big sponsors and fancy equipment, and you know, that like you're doomed, you're not going to make it. And that's just really a shame, because YouTube was really meant for, you know, getting your message out there and getting, you know, these informational videos and things like that. And it's just kind of got crazy now. So anyway, I want to keep bringing videos like this to you. I want to keep giving you good content, and that's my goal. So if you like this video, share it. You know, if you think it would help somebody else, share it. I hope that you will share it. And I hope that you will subscribe, and, you know, I can keep bringing you good content like this. And the more you subscribe, the more that YouTube will, they'll publicize this video, and I will get, you know, more playtime, and then that way more people will share it, and YouTube won't kick me off. So anyway, that was a mouthful, but you know, I don't get any money for these videos or anything like that. So I hope that you don't, I'm not asking for any reason other than I just, yeah, I just want to be able to keep doing the videos and, you know, bringing you guys some good content. And if you have any tips that you are wanting to know about, or makeup, you know, like, you know, hey, how do you do this? I've been trying to, you know, learn this or look or whatever, message me, and, you know, put it in the comments, and I will definitely do a video for you. So, all right. So remember, thumbs up and subscribe. And as always, I hope that you stay positive and have a great day. Remember, no one can be your worst enemy than you. Wear pink, because pink is a great color. It will always make you feel happy and boost your mood. And hug your puppy, kiss your puppy. Nothing's better than a whole bunch of puppy with puppy breath. So, all right, you guys, until the next video, have a great day. I love you guys all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.